Tray is a new mystery series centered in Winston-Salem. The title refers to the urban nickname for the city, the Tray Four, and the book was written by a Winston-Salem native.
So I'm sure he's got a lot of knowledge of the city. And joining us right now, we want to say good morning to Red Benbow, the author of The Tray. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for allowing us to end this interview.
Absolutely. So it's exciting to know that we've got a book now based right here in the Triad, maybe mentioning some of the sights and things that we've seen across the area. You've got to tell us just a little bit, though, about the premise of the book.
The premise of the book is about a narcotic detective named Lonis Jones, who was raised in Winston-Salem and became an officer with the Winston-Salem Police Department after he witnessed the ravages of drugs in his neighborhood. And he's a great officer. He's spent 15 years in the force, but the only problem with Lonis Jones is he's a dog. He loves the women, and he allows a woman to get him crapped in kind of like not holding up to his oath. He allows her to skate on. He caught her in the Kimberly Projects on a drug bust, and he told himself he could use her as a what's the word I'm looking for? He can use her as a way to catch people and get information from her because she's in the gang. But if somebody sets him up and sets her up, and he has to figure out a way to stay out of jail and figure out who set him up.
Oh, that sounds really good.
It sounds like it could be a movie, too.
Yeah, for sure. So what's the inspiration? Why did you pick a mystery series to write?
Because I really come from watching a lot of TV, watching shows like Power, The Chi, and The Wire. I watch them shows, and I always see this stuff done in big cities. And I'm from Winston-Salem. I love Winston-Salem. And I thought to myself, I would love to try to write a series like that using Winston-Salem as a backdrop, because we have a lot of stories to tell. Winston-Salem is a great city, and it's the city of art. So I just wanted to make my contribution and use Winston-Salem as the backdrop.
You know, we were talking about the title before our show came on, and you know, some people here had heard of the Tray or the Tray Four, and I personally had never heard of Winston being referred to as the Tray. Can you share why you decided this for the title?
Yes, in the urban community of Winston-Salem, we are proud to call Winston-Salem the Tray Four, which comes from the prison district which it sits in, which is the 34th prison district. So that's why it's called the Tray Four. And you know, my backdrop, I'm a truck driver at heart, and I've been all over. But I spent a lot of time traveling around North Carolina, and people see Winston-Salem as a special place, and the Tray Four represents just what the city is about. It just has a lot of swag to the city, and the Tray Four represents that.
Okay.
And we know that you sound extremely passionate, right, about talking about your book and even talking about the city in general. What made you so passionate about writing this down and maybe giving this story to all the readers out there who are inside and outside of the Triad area?
To tell the stories, like I've been all over Winston-Salem, and a lot of the characters in the book come from my interactions with different people from my years of living in Winston-Salem. And I wanted to just show the world, if possible, that Winston-Salem can tell a story just as good as New York City, LA, Miami, Chicago, Detroit. We have stories just like everybody else, but a lot of times the smaller cities, the mid-sized cities, they get overlooked when they tell these type of stories. So I just want to put my city on as best I can. You know, this is my first book. I have a lot of other stories I'm working on, but I just want to put Winston-Salem out there and hopefully make it more known to people when they ride through North Carolina.
Looks really good. Now, are there any other books you're working on?
Yes, right now I'm working on part 2 of The Tray. It's actually a prequel, so I don't want to give too much away. But at the end of the story, it's certain characters that are very dynamic, and it's one character, Lucille Baines. The part 2 story is the Tray, the Lucille Baines story, and it tells how she became the villain that she is in this book, and it's a different story from the Tray. It really just tells how she grows up and how she has to deal with childhood traumas, with a mother that doesn't know how to love her, and a grandmother. She really relies on her grandmother a lot, while her mother trying to figure out her life as to why I am in this situation, and it leads her to becoming the person who she became in the Tray. So if you read the Tray, you will want to read the prequel to find out why Lucille is so messed up. I love the story.
Do you have a name for that one yet?
Yeah, it's called The Trey, the Lucille Bang story.
Okay. Red, thanks so much for joining us this morning, and congratulations too for everything so far, and for everyone at home tuning in. The Trey is available in paperback and on Amazon Kindle. Just search The Trey on Amazon.com or in your app.